everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you guys are enjoying everything that we are bringing to you guys for Riviera Fest, straight from ITTN. So today we're going to be talking to a couple of very familiar faces within the trade, because Annette Hynes from Fahy Travel and Linda Byrne from Killiney Travel have both experienced a Riviera river cruise very recently with fantastic trade team from the UK. So ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you here, and we're really looking forward to talking about the Riviera product and how you guys got on, and I suppose just hearing your experience and how you've now used your experience to sell river cruising and specifically Riviera to your customers. So like I said, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're so good. So I suppose, look, we'll start off straight away. We'll jump into it. So I'd love to know from you guys, and I'm very lucky that I've also been on one of Riviera's fantastic ships for their 40th birthday celebrations in Paris. So I can jump in with a little bit of my own experience as well. But I'd love to know from you guys, did you have any preconceived notions of Riviera travel before doing that FAM trip that you guys were on? Maybe Annette, we'll start with you if that's okay.
Sure. I suppose, Carrie, to be fair, I didn't have a lot of preconceived anything, because anybody who went with Riviera definitely repeated their customs. So for me, I kind of just wanted to see what they were going back for. And having experienced it, I can totally understand what it was. It was everything for me, as I know with Linda, because we spoke about this, but it was the simple thing first, from the start of getting your tickets. They were an actual ticket with labels.
That's lovely.
Every day what you were going to do, including your flight itinerary. So such an easy product, you could understand immediately. So from the initial getting my tickets, I knew it was what my clients wanted, which is easy. Get your tickets, get yourself to the airport, and from there your holiday started.
That's fantastic. Amazing. And Linda, I'm sure you had the same experience, or did you have any other preconceived notions?
I suppose from preconceived, I would have thought that it was a bit on the smaller side of the ship and more torn, escorted. But when I got onto it, then I was very surprised that the ship is actually a beautiful size ship. It was really well contained. The rooms, everything were absolutely beautiful. And in that way, it's more modern as well than what I thought it was going to be.
Fantastic. Yeah, I have to say, I agree with you. I thought there was a lot of space on the ship because, I mean, I hadn't done any river cruising really before. So for me, I kind of thought, oh, maybe it's going to be quite small. But when you get on board, it you know, I suppose looks from the outside, it looks like it's going to be quite small. But then you get on board and there's so much space. So that's absolutely fantastic. So neither of you had cruised with Riviera Travel before then, had you?
No, hadn't done any.
Fantastic. So I suppose now that you're back, what's changed? I suppose, you know, I suppose you've just told us really that, you know, you were really pleasantly surprised by so many different things. But I suppose having experienced the product, it's probably a lot easier to sell it now for you guys, right? Linda, we'll start with you if that's okay.
Yeah, it was, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, the selling of it's so much easier now that I've actually seen the product. Definitely you can upsell it an awful lot more easier because of the advantages that the Ruby middle deck have to offer, for more spacious cabins. It's much more laid back than what I previously thought it would have been. So it's great to sell it on that point where you can sell it, it's your holiday. You don't have to be involved in everything. If you don't want it, you can do it at your own leisure. So yeah. That's
very nice. And Annette, how about you? How are you finding things now since you've been back?
Again, having seen the product, that's what it's all about. And we've always said that within the industry, that it's all about product knowledge, you know, being able to sell what you've seen. Again, I would reiterate what Linda has said. For me, I think it was the whole excursions I absolutely loved. I loved that you could take it, as you say, at your own pace. Every day there was something organized and it was put into groups. So depending, like if somebody was a little slower walking, there was a group for them. We had our devices so we could listen to the guide as we went along, and it was a slow pace, but yet gave you time afterwards, no matter where we were, that we could go around, sit, support local, and that's what they were also talking about with Riviera. Support local, sit, have a coffee, we helped certainly myself and Linda, we did a lot of shopping. And so we did have, we helped everywhere we went. But I think
We did.
unlike your ocean cruise where you go on and you pay for all your excursions, it's those inclusions again that makes the river cruising such good value, because every day it's there if you want it. And if you don't want to, you can just sit down and relax on board.
Isn't that lovely? So you can really kind of, yeah, take the holiday at your own pace, and you can nearly make the decision probably the morning of and decide, yeah, okay, I feel like doing that, or I don't feel like doing that. Maybe I'm going to chill out today. It's that's fantastic. And I like the fact that what you were saying, Annette, the slower pace and having the headsets and being able to, I know I'm a devil for stopping and taking photos of things, and then I'm running up past, you know, trying to catch up with the guide and saying, what did you say? I missed what you just said there. But you know, you can take your time and walk at a slower pace, but you're still listening and you're still learning about the local destination. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. So we've probably covered a lot of them already, but what would be the personal highlights for you guys, or maybe the bigger selling points that you really use now when you're talking to your customers? And maybe, I think we started with Linda, so we'll go back to Annette now, if you don't mind.
The big selling points for me certainly were the service, the staff, the ships, the product, and the love that the staff have. I mean, within a very short time, they knew your name and they knew what you wanted to drink. That to me is huge. But again, you can get that more personal service because it is a smaller vessel, and you know, they do know what you're looking for. But I suppose a huge highlight for me was the farewell. That we had two amazing staff on board, one of them being Patrick, and he sang. I have never heard anyone sing like him. And it was just beautiful. You know, everyone got involved, and again, on the river cruising, I think it's a way of people being more social. You know, we saw people starting off on a table for two, and then a night later it may have been a table for four, and then six. People were getting larger as the week went on because everyone was getting to know each other. And that's what the difference is on a river cruise for me, is that it becomes more social. You get to meet people, you get to chat, you can meet them on the days out. And again, on the excursions, and this is something huge for me with Riviera, if a place was too far, we had a coach there. It didn't matter how many was on it, the coach was there to bring us. The guide brought us and showed us where to meet back. So everything was very organized. You know, for anyone who's a little bit nervous, the solo cruises, they're going to be fabulous because, again, everyone is so well looked after.
That's brilliant. I love hearing that. And Linda, I'm sure you have a lot of you're going to echo the same sentiments.
More or less everything Annette said. Yes, farewell dinner is fabulous. The farewell had to be the highlight of the week. With the staff singing and getting involved with everything, like it was a surprise we weren't expecting. And then, as Annette said, when you're stopping into smaller little towns and places that you'd never get to see any other time unless you're going to do a 4 or 5 night stay. So accessibility wise was fantastic. I think anybody who is a bit wary or mobility issues, it's a fantastic way for them to do it as well. As Annette said, it goes at their own leisure, but everything on board is kind of well laid out. The lounges, the cabins up on the sun deck, all accessible. So it's a great way for anybody with any issues as well to see it.
That's amazing. Yeah, I just love hearing your experiences of the ship, because I mean, I already said that I was lucky enough to experience the 40th birthday celebrations, and I found the exact same thing. The food was just phenomenal. I mean, I wasn't expecting such good food to come out of a river cruise ship, you know, and the staff just falling over themselves to help you, and nothing was a problem. And I just thought that was absolutely incredible. I mean, I know I'm probably not the target demographic for a river cruise, but I would 1,000,000% go back and do another river cruise, especially with Riviera, because it was just exceptional. So I absolutely loved it. So thank you so much for your experiences. I was going to ask you about the tours and excursions, but we've already kind of touched on all of those as well before. So the overall experience, I'm guessing, ladies, is quite positive. You both sound like you had an incredible time.
We did, and we're just ready to go back, to be fair. But, you know, there is a lovely option also on board the ships. So we were very lucky. They have a bistro at the back of the ship, and you have your main dining and you have your buffets, and they're fabulous. I mean, in actual fact, I thought I'd have to book an extra seat on the flight coming back, because I definitely, like we all do, you definitely feel you've piled it on. But at the back of the ship, there was a beautiful bistro, and it opened up and you had the most panoramic views. And for me, my cabin was very near there at night. So I went out there even at nighttime and it was gorgeous, but the food was amazing. I mean, I was eating a full dinner at lunchtime and a full dinner in the evening. And the food was amazing. And it was a show kitchen. So you could actually see the chef preparing your food there. So that's a huge treat. And that's something I don't know. I have gone before on a different, and they didn't have that. And I thought that was a lovely way of getting away from the buffet if you wished and feeling a little bit more exclusive. And that's a fabulous thing that Riviera have to offer. It's a really nice restaurant.
Amazing. That sounds
Mm.
great. And Linda?
Yeah, I mean, as Annette said, if you had a special occasion, you wanted to celebrate a family occasion, if you're celebrating anniversaries or anything, it's lovely to have that area at the back and just sit in the evening time. You're watching the sunset going down, the windows are open, just the air coming in. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sold, girls. I'm sold.
Ring.
Yeah, we'll go again.
Last couple of questions for you guys, I suppose. Did you sell much river cruising before you went on this Riviera FAM trip? Or maybe I should specify that maybe and say, did you sell much Riviera? Maybe Linda, we'll start with you this time.
Not as much as we would with some other companies, but because the offers are coming in lately that are really, really good, especially the likes of the Christmas markets, fantastic. Or if anybody just wants to do a sampler one, the 3 or 4 night ones, great price point. So we seem to be targeting them more so. And because of our kind of experience that we've had on it, we've been able to put out the offers. So there's more social media offers going out now on the back of seeing it and being able to sell it better. So yeah, it's definitely been an uptake on the offers going out and on the selling since we've come back.
That's fantastic. Annette, you're probably going to tell me the same, I guess.
Yes, we've done the same as Linda. I think with me and Linda, we've been hanging around for a week now. So she's like my sister from a different mister here. But like that, we have advertised in our local paper. We've put it up on social media and we've had some really good back from it. I think like that as well for people that haven't sold the river cruises previously. It's very hard when someone comes in first and you give them a price, regardless of what it is, and you're trying to explain. But when you actually have seen it and you can say to people, this is included, your food is included, your service is there, you've got a turn down service at night, you are in a floating hotel, but because it's smaller and more intimate, you've got such a personal service. But the tours, it's every time you book a cruise and people say, oh, do I have to do that now? No, it's there if you want it, it's there if it's not. That's what the difference is for me. And I know same with yourself, Linda.
That's great.
Yeah, it's 100%.
I love that. And you've already kind of answered my final question, girls, which was going to be, how are you promoting it now? But I suppose you've just already said, Linda, that, you know, the offers are coming in hard and fast from the local trade team. Yeah. And, you know, we've got that support from the guys. And I know Chris is based in the UK, but he's very active within the Irish market. He's coming across all the time. And I believe there will be a dedicated Irish BDM very soon as well, which is great. So yeah, I think, look, onwards and upwards. I think we've covered pretty much everything. I hope that anybody who maybe isn't familiar with the Riviera product or river cruising in general, I think you've given them a really good idea of what's included, what to expect, and how to sell it to their customers. So I suppose the last thing I will say is, if any agents are watching this and you're not already on it, go and find the Riviera Travel Facebook page, or group, I should say, and join that, because there's lots of great offers there. And of course, we will have the contact details for the trade team as well. So if you need to get in touch, if you want any promotional material, we can put you in touch with those guys. There's a week long of activity that we've just had. So hopefully you've learned a huge amount about Riviera. Now you guys know Annette and Linda are there. They're the experts, so you can annoy them with all of your questions.
Anytime.
Thank you so much, ladies. We really appreciate you coming on. And I'm just so glad that you had such a positive experience, as did I. I just thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing. And I was only on the ship for 2 nights and it was very quick, but I have to say I absolutely adored it. And I just can't wait to do another river cruise. So thank you again.
Can I just say one thing, Carrie, as well?
Absolutely, go for it.
I think for many years, you know, with the river cruising, I think we have to appreciate now that, like, 50 plus, it's a young age. Like, people are more active, and for me to see the people out walking and everything else, and I think that's where the key is, that people are more active now. So not everyone wants to just sit back and relax. People like to have things organized. And I think if you're looking for that, the food, the service, River Cruise, you're good.
Amazing. I agree. And I'm sure you do as well, Linda. So
Fantastic.
Yes.
absolutely. Well, look, thank you so much. Really appreciate you again coming on. And I'm sure we will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.